What do we got today? We got ourselves Team Red with Decapitator. We got ourselves Carry F. We got Profesh HG, Ryukon, and Shadow. And we got on Team Blue. We got ourselves Illuge. I don't even know how to say your name. We got Peachy, Silent Void, Sunflutter playing the Balance Druid, and Zap Morna Enhancement. Alright, Sunflutter going up first versus Decap. Oh, lagging a little? Are we lagging a little? Hopefully not, because you gotta go versus Decapitator. I mean, this man is gonna do exactly what his name says. Look at this guy. Although, I don't know, I guess a mace would be an easier... You would have an easier time decapitating people with a mace. Like, you just like... It's like a baseball. Just hit it long, dude. Go for a home run, you know what I mean? Sunflutter getting in that booming form. He wants to engage there. He wants to get in. Looks like he got some dots on the Decapitator or something. Is he going to go for a big setup here? Are we going to go for some booming plays? Strongbolt coming out in the beginning. Is he going to go for a defensive? He's going to take the damage in the beginning. And Decapitator is going to go for big heals. Sunflutter is going to go for Incarn early on. Big damage coming out. Lots of instant casts on the Decapitator. He's just going to go for a little bit of a commanding shout. Looks like Sunflutter is trying to get himself the hell out of that situation. Looks like he was going to port out or something. Lagging a little. Oh. I'm not... What? Okay, still continuing to do damage. Still getting those big star surges in. Decapitator might have to go for a bit of heal. That's going to be a bit of a reflect. Didn't reflect a single thing. As Sunflutter just went in a little bit of a defensive stance. Forcing out that enrage regeneration and is going to go for a heal. While he's got it with a renewal. Decapitator got himself a full heal. So if Sunflutter can somehow figure out a way to get past the heal the Decapitator's got and gets him low, he might be able to do here something. Thorns coming in. Does he have anything though? I think this man got killed by lag. It looked like he had something going up. It looked like he had something setting up. Oh no! Illuge got himself stunned on that reflect as the Decapitator was bailing out. Why did Illuge pick up an eye? What? What? Why'd you pick up an eye? I gotta be in charge of the Decapitator. These casters don't even stand a chance against this Fury Warrior, man. Gonna be a bit of a siphon and caps it out immediately. Gonna be a short fear by Illuge, but he's Zerka's raging out of it. Illuge gonna go for a bit of a damage. He's gonna go for a Greater Fade, but then breaks that Greater Fade by spamming Void Bolt. So that's a defensive kind of out of the window. Does cycle in himself Vampiric Embrace to keep that Vampiric damage going. Gonna be reflect for Decapitator and Illuge. Actually having to go for Disperse here. I don't know if he really wanted to set both of those cooldowns together, but he felt uncomfortable in that situation. Short stun onto Decapitator. He's gonna be able to get out of it with that Orc Racial. Short charge onto Illuge and a pretty big heal. Void Torrent coming in. Illuge trying to maintain himself in that Void form for a little bit longer. Maybe get some big damage out of the Void form. But all he can really do right now is just try to get himself back to Void. No defenses available. Then get himself a Siphon for a second. Decapitator to swiftly take the thing out, and why is playing health, trying to go for a bit of an execute, doesn't reflect for Illuge as he tried to go for Shadowman, interrupting with Shadowman, looking to get the fat execute, and he does land it. This is for Kren LMAO, thanks for the links. Aw, yo, can we get a hashtag Kren then? Can we get a hashtag Kren? Garrett, my man, thank you for the dono. Can we get a hashtag Kren for being such a beauty, for helping out, Garrett? Appreciate you. Oh, Void Torrent the Minds here. Dude, that guy went for a bold move, you know what I mean? I love bold moves, man. I like it. Silent changing up his Mog, actually. You know what? I kind of like this Mog for Hunters. Those feathers, the Alliances stuff. I actually always thought that was better. For one of the better ones for Alliance. I think the Horde Mogs were solid for the Season 2, but that one's for Hunters I thought was really good. The other classes, not as much. Maybe the Warrior one is going to be reflect onto Silent Void, having to cancel out his own Cyclotronic, but he's continuing to pump big damage into Decapitator, even drawing out the Dire Basilisk, but Decapitator is going to do a massive Warrior's Roar and just roar that thing out of there. Silent is going to go for a Void of Racial, bailing out away from Decapitator, but that's still huge heals out of the Warrior with that Enrage Regeneration. Big leap on top of Silent with a stun to follow. Can he get himself huge Rampage going to get himself completely obliterated damage? It's going to go for a bit of a reflect in case it was going to be a freezing trap, but now Silent can go for a freezing trap guarantee on Decapitator, but instead they go for a turtle shell, and Decapitator turns their attention to the pet, immediately continue to build rage off of that thing and use Bloodthirst to heal. It's going to catch Silent Void as they try to disengage away with a charge to intercept them. And that's going to be a freezing trap right there. Decapitator has no way out of it. Oh, man, look at this guy. What happened to you? Oh, my God, what happened to your wrist? Look at that wrist. What is that? Look at the flick of that wrist. What the hell happened? Stunned from a mile away onto Decapitator Silent. He's just trying to get some dots and damage rolling with his slow. Decapitator is going to start hitting the pet, but getting charged stun onto Silent. Does he have the big damage? Get himself huge in rampages rolling, and that's going to be to disarm onto Silent. Looks like Decapitator is kind of waiting out for his cooldowns. Big Void Inflation coming out for Silent. He silently just moved his way out of there. Huge lead for Decapitator to catch up. All right, let's see how your wrists are looking now. Your wrists are looking good now. I don't know what happened to that animation though. What happened to your wrist? It just like twisted without the rest of your body though. Looked a little awkward. Silent still continuing to get his health lower and lower and lower. Doesn't get himself a pet heal. Is that going to be enough though for a pet heal? Decapitator literally swap it to the pet immediately for a second. As soon as he felt like maybe there was going to be some kind of CC out of Silent Void. But he's still getting closer and closer to the execute range. Gonna get the reflect on a freezing trap. That's gonna set him up ahead. Short chicken coming down for Silent. That's gonna be charged onto the warrior, landing that execute yet again. That was actually just so much damage out of the warrior. It looks like Peachy is up next. As a feral druid, probably should have the easiest time with this warrior. This man is doing work, dude. This man is doing work. Let's go, boys. Let's go. Rampage, rampage, rampage. Does land a stun onto Peachy. That's not thorns, though. Don't want to have reflect for those thorns. If you can get a rampage with reflect onto a full set of thorns, you can do so much damage back to the feral. Just because rampage is a lot of little strikes. It's a lot of little hits. Together, they make for a huge hit, but because they're so spaced out, for PvP in particular, for duels, if you get a reflect and you rampage, and you get like maybe more than one rampage, let's say you get some sort of proc or something, you can get a rampage, lots of little hits, every one of them reflects back into the feral, so that could be huge. So Decapitator, if he wants to wait to save the reflect for those thorns, that would be huge. It's gonna go for a bit of a commanding shout right now while his health is getting sort of low, just to maintain himself. Peachy grabbing a couple heals, but Rampage or Decapitator doesn't let those heals continue on for longer. Didn't do someone to Peachy with the reflect. Does he get those rampage rolling? He does get a rampage rolling, but needs to go for a bit of a heal. Might have to go for a rage regen, and that's exactly what he does. As soon as he sees a wall out of Peachy, needs to continue healing himself as best possible. He gets a slow into Peachy, but that root looks like it's gonna hold up. Does land a charge around the corner and labs himself another bloodthirst in. Peachy looking really healthy. Trinkets out of that stun as Decapitator's health is not looking that good anymore. Those bleeds are really starting to set in, and with that Crucible extra damage over time, there's just not a lot he can do. With Peachy taking him out, man, as a feral with full bleeds and a Crucible of Flame. And if you get triple neck, you can go even for Crucible Flame. As an on use, you can go for Condensed Life Force to get those 5% damage spikes from far from your bleeds. You can do so much damage with those, man. And versatility from Conflict and Strife. I mean, it's just huge. Profesh is gonna go for a touch of death on a Peachy. Try to see if he can get a big one-shot going. Should get himself a Fist of Fury, and he's gonna go for a Fist of Fury while Peachy dives into a bear form. Touch of death does tick, but he's still alive. Not gonna Fist of Fury those thorns. Waiting for a little bit, waiting to get the big Fist of Fury out. Does he have any mobility left? He does not. And actually having to go for Vivifies behind the pillar. Very unlucky how that turned out for him. Peachy is gonna get himself full food, full mana. Get himself set up and ready to go here. Looking to catch a reset. One of the images catches him, however. Don't even know how that happened. Unless he wasn't in stealth? But it's hard to tell. It looked like he was in stealth because it didn't look like Profesh knew exactly where he was at. But one of the images rushed him, or at least was near him. So either way. Profesh, though, getting hit with an opener. Still holding on to a trinket, wall, karma. So he has a lot of cooldowns left. Is going to be Fist of Fury into Peachy. Does wall his damage. I was expecting for Peachy to get some counter pressure going. That's going to be a big nasty bite. Even going to set him up under 50% health, where his Undulating Tides proc does drop, so he won't have access to that ability for damage anymore. And that's going to be Peachy pre-thorning that leg sweep. So that's going to be an immediate nope for Profesh. Going to bail out of there for a second. Dragon kicking out of there, and it's going to deny the opener by Peachy by going for a bit of the leg spin. Profesh might have to go for a karma here, as his health is just not looking that good anymore. He's getting super low. Might have to karma him a little bit early. Trying to go for Vivifies. Is that going to be enough here? He's going to go for Vivifies over and over and over. Get yourself some healing, bud. Where's that Expel Harm? Does he run Expel Harm? I don't think this guy runs Expel Harm. Needs to insta-karma this, but Peachy's going to have a root for this immediately, isn't he? Karma's it. It's gonna go for Vivifies back to back. Whatever healing you would get from your Karma, you're not getting any anymore, man. Where's your Expel Harm? You should be using that. That's 8% of your health. And this man is just spamming Vivifies like there's nothing else to it, man. Just spamming them Vivifies. What is going on? Spin a crane kick for Profesh. Try to get an in cap on the Peachy. Doesn't have the opener. That's going to be a Thorns, but that's going to be a touch of death. Does Profesh go in on those Thorns for that touch of death, or does he not? Decided not to. Touch of death is going to do very minimal damage. Still a Maledic building up on the Peachy, and Profesh is going to go for a Crucible for offensive. Should have probably gone for a heal as Peachy does take a minimal bite out of his face. 10 minutes in. And up next is going to be Calorie. Not even want to give Peachy a chance here. He sees what Peachy is all about. Doesn't want to give him an opportunity. And Peachy is just trying to bail the hell out of them. And look at him. Look at him prancing around. He needs to get himself a Swift Man, rejuve, regrowth, everything. Getting an opener onto Carry. Carry F. Carry. Carry? I'm going to call you Carry. I feel like it's just so much easier for me. So much easier. Carry. Is it Carry? Oh my god. I'm just gonna spend so much time trying to figure out your name and not enough time commentating on the fact that Peachy landing that opener onto Carry. He knows he has to go through Bop and Bubble. There's gonna be a lot of cooldowns. Are we gonna see big damage on Carry? No, just gonna go for a bit of a heal. Very defensive play. Doesn't want to kill himself into those thorns, but does get himself a Shield of Vengeance rolling. Is that gonna pop? No, it does not pop next to Peachy. It certainly does pop, and that could have been good potential damage. Oh, getting interrupted on a holy heal. Locked out of Bubble for a second. Still going to be able to get the Bubble up and running. Peachy just forcing a lot of defenses out of this pallet. Got himself a small heal, and he keeps on trucking with 38% dampener. Another opener on Carry. Could maybe go and kill him before Forbearance takes him out. Or Forbearance grants him the Blessing of Protection. Nope, not going to be able to do it. Doesn't even want to go for it. Wants to stay next to the... Oh, missing that Skull Bash off of the Paladin. Carry could still go for a big setup. That is going to be Thorns, however. He's just going to kill himself on those Thorns. Trying to heal himself, but trying not to go for damage. And a big old bite to finish him off. Oh, no. Rukon is up next. Landing that Bleed opener onto Peachy. Gonna get his dots running. And that's going to be a bash. Blood of the enemy for him a little bit early. Peachy is going to bail out of there. Roots him for a second and just continuing to run. For Rukon, this is going to be a huge amount of damage. He does have himself Undulating Tide, so all that dot damage is just going to keep slapping Peachy with that water until Rukon drops below 50% health. So that's going to be some huge damage. Some actually sizable damage until he gets himself fast. Yep, 50% health. Shield instantly pops. Doesn't even hit himself upload for that long. He actually got... The shield itself got nerfed super heavily for PvP. So it's like a very, very small shield. But really, it's huge for Peachy. Because... Oh, huge damage for Peachy out of nowhere! What? I did not expect for Peachy to just bite his head off like that. What? Huge damage. Shadow trinketing out of the bash immediately after getting a road onto Peachy. The Peachy is going to go for that incarnation, landing the rake opener. Trinkets out of that kidney shot immediately as Vendetta is coursing at him. He's going to cloak a Shadow step on top of Peachy, trying to keep the damage drunken. Peachy, all they can do is Barren Form and Walless as the Maledic rolls in as well, catching that Feral Form for a second. Try to go for a bit of a Shadow melt. If they go for another bash onto Shadow and finish him off there, or at least just find a way to get away from him, they might be fine. Shadow going to go for advantage just so he can get the mobility rolling. Peachy getting another wall running while in Barren Form. Cheap shot to follow. The Shadow have enough. Has evasion still. He can still add Peachy right here. Peachy barely has any health as Mark for the Venom comes in. Does have Thorns. Needs to stay in Barren Form. Blind to follow. Does Shadow have it here? Or does he make a mistake? He needs to be very careful with his damage over time here as well as CC. He needs to be perfect. It looks like that concoction is going to stave off that inevitable death. Does he have a mark for death? Cheap shot, shortest cheap shot ever. And Peachy is going to blast him with a Crucible of Flame immediately. And is trying to bail out of there. Barely any health left. Superman to follow. Smoke bomb for Shadow. Peachy is trying to get himself a heal. He's going to catch himself a bit of a reset. Does it still have dots? They do not. Does Shadow have dots? They do not. Peachy, Shadow, if you only sapped like one more time, that's where being perfect with your CC was very important. Walk right next to Peachy. Literally walk right next to Peachy. I would just pop the renewal while you got it. Don't even wait until you need it. Because Dampen is just going to get higher and higher. You might as well just get yourself the heal early. Might just have to do it. Peachy does also have a trinket as well. Thorns are up. Shadow is going to cloak the thorns. Try to get the damage rolling. Peachy is going to bail out of it immediately. Got a short slow onto Shadow, and that's all they needed. Gonna try to see if they can kite him up a little bit longer. Needs to get more dots on the Shadow. Does get the opener onto Shadow. He doesn't want to trinket. Trinket's a little bit late. Probably should have instant trinketed. Getting onto Peachy Day trinket. And Peachy back to the bear from as the Vendetta is rolling. The poison coursing through his veins. Maledict rolling up. That's going to be open and short onto Shadow. It does get a bite through what looks like evasion. And Peachy is back in bear form full of Maledict. Vendetta rolling. Trying to get self-heals rolling. Didn't renewal fast enough. And down they go. Through huge Envenom damage. Oh my god. Shadow had it in the bag with that evasion, man. Vendetta and evasion. Those two waited long enough for both of those big cooldowns to be up. And Zap is up next. Is he gonna go pick it up the eye? Is he gonna go pick it up the eye? He's gotta let in Shadow do his thing. He doesn't know where Shadow's gonna be. Oh wait, Shadow's out of stealth. Is he DC'd? Is he just trying to pretend that he's DC'd? Or maybe he's friends with Zap and he's like whispering to him, hey, on a duel, maybe? On a duel? No? Does get himself a heal blind on Zap. Zap is not gonna trinket that. Not trinketing it. Shadow was kinda hoping maybe, you know what, maybe he'll trinket. Maybe I'll kindle shut him after and get a setup. What does that face of Pandera make, dude, while they're sapped? What is that face? What is that face? They gotta get a model update for that, dude. What the hell is that animation? I know this is supposed to be funny, you know, silly pandas, but come on, dude. Come on, Blizzard. Zap picking up the eyes and Shadow retreating into the shadows to try to get himself a little bit more reset. He's playing the long game, man. This is the last one. It's him versus an enhanced shaman, and he cannot make a mistake. Is this guy really just gonna wait for every cooldown to be up? Does Zap see him? Does Zap know where he's at? He's right on top of the guy. He's right on top of him. Did he pick up the second eye too? I think he did. I think he picked up both eyes and tried to look for the rogue and didn't find him. Man, I hate when rogues do that, but that guy wants to play to win, huh? Zap is gonna have to get his resources rolling, pop it defensive early. Might just have to trick it out of the skin shot, really, because there's no blind or anything available. It needs to go for a big setup. Vendetta rolling, walls it up immediately. Needs to go for big damage. Counter-Strike Totem coming down and get himself huge setup. It's gonna go for Blood of the Aim and try to see if he can one-shot Shadow. Big thunder damage is gonna be able to get out of it. Cloak of Shadow's coming in. That still has a lot of physical damage it can go through. Oh my god, obliterated that rogue! What just happened? Oh my god, he just ruined that rogue's day. That was a potential win for the rogue. And he just got one shot. Burn Enhancement Shaman. Let's go, boys. Let's go, boys. Oh my god. That is incredible. That is actually incredible. That was intense. I liked it. Hell yeah, boys. Let's go.